MFT.
MFT. What does it stand for?
Marriage Family Therapy.
Marriage Family Therapy. Or you get the MSW, which is what you're doing, which is Masters of Social Work.
Right. Working my way towards the LCSW. Which
Fucking
is a licensed clinical social worker.
So I have for those of you who haven't fallen asleep, just listen to me. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Vibing and thriving. Vibing and thriving. I'm excited now.
This episode of We Are New is brought to you by Legitiments, the best mints that are legitimate. Legitiments, too legitimate to quitament. Boom skis. And count us in, Kyle, and we'll start.
All right. We're going to go in 3, 2.
Hello.
Hello. You said it was so soft this time. That was gentle, it felt like a gentle hello. I don't know if you were just far away from the mic. I was looking over here and I heard it and it sounded like you left the room. And then I had to look over.
No, I'm right here.
But now I can look over because we have our multi-camera setup. We finally went to Austin and we got my stuff that we've wanted to get for so long. And you went with me.
I did.
Thank you so much because you really didn't have to other than I needed your luggage capacity. That was a big part of it.
Sure.
We were going to drive back. We didn't because of the crazy gas prices. And then we decided to just fly back and ship things and fill suitcases as best we could. And
we did it.
We did it. Yay.
Yay.
And thank you for real because that whole thing was such a...
Of course, honey.
Moving by yourself. Ooh.
Who wants to do that?
Sucks.
Oof. Yeah.
You had a kind of interesting moving trip that I just remembered when you had to go get your shit from New York.
Yeah.
That was like a kind of a crazy situation.
Oh, yeah. It was a very scary time of the pandemic.
Well, we didn't know anything. We were like,
yeah.
it could be on surfaces.
Yeah, it was still a time where I was wearing gloves, mask, double mask, like making sure like even the flight from LA to New York, like not eating because I was like so nervous about like taking off the mask, what that means in a, in an airplane.
So let's set this up for everybody. In the fall of 2019,
yeah,
you had been working towards and finally executed a move to New York City. You're from LA. Right. You're like, I'm going to go to New York. I got some leads on some hand modeling stuff, which you'd already had quite a little kick-started career in that. You've been doing that. Got some leads to go do it in the city. Also going to do your background acting thing because you made SAG and stuff like that. So you got some good leads to go. A lot of people jump to New York for no reason, but you got some stuff cooking.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen shut down.
Right.
No more cooking.
I mean, it was interesting because I planned for a year.
Right.
And then so many people were like, why are you moving to New York? You have everything in LA. And it just gave me more incentive to be like, I want to discover who I am without my support system, without all the wonderful things in LA. And I'm very grateful for that, but I feel like I need to just do this for myself. And I felt ready enough to make that scary move.
Yeah.
And I finally did it in the beginning of October. And then I did come home for like winter, like Christmas, New Year time. And then I remember I went to visit you in Austin, beginning of January, right when I was about to go back to New York. And then
it's such a weird time in our relationship because, and this is something people probably don't know. We've always talked like, we're going to tell the story of our relationship. Like this is kind of a weird piece of it.
Yeah.
You moved to New York. We were broken up.
Right.
Not in like a fuck you breaking up, but like we weren't going to do long distance. You were going to New York to start a new life. And part of that was I wasn't going to go to New York. I've already been to New York. I've lived there a couple of different times.
Yeah, and my plan was to live there indefinitely. I didn't have plans to move back at all.
Right. It wasn't like I'm going to go there for 6 months and see what happens. It's like, no, I'm moving to New York.
Right, right.
Full Robin Thicke song. I'm moving to New York. Right. So, so we were split, but it was, you know, tough to be apart because it was one of those things where I was super supportive of this new thing. You and I, for years, had kind of had this on and off thing. So we hadn't really built at that point something that we were like committed to us. No, one way or another, we're going to work it out. It was just in one of those fluctuational kind of times. And so you were like, I'm going to go do this. And I had nothing but support for you because as someone who's traveled a bit more than you have, I've lived in many states and had kind of different experiences of different cultures and stuff. Mm-hmm. You've really just had LA and San Francisco, which aren't even really a billion pages apart in the book. You know, they're kind of different chapters, different parts of the same chapter of, you know, urban California. Yeah. So you're like, I want to go to New York City. That is a totally different place. I love New York. I found out myself. It's not my city to live in, but so New York is in the top cities of places where people are flying in for our wedding, and we don't live there because we have so many people that we know, both of us, that we know and love that live in New York. Yeah. So when you're like, I'm going to go, I got nothing but support for you. And you go, and even actually before the pandemic happens, something else happens that brings you back. So you go, you visit during the holidays, LA, see your family. You go swing through Texas and see me. And then you're like, all right, I'm going back to New York. I'm going to go do the New York thing. January 2020. If you've watched the show, folks, you know how much I love the January, February 2020 stories. Yeah. I'm obsessed with them because it's like you just don't get those kinds of stories, and everybody has one. Yeah. Everybody has one. Yeah. And some of them are a bit more mundane, but as we've talked about with Morgan, there are way more, you know, something about the year 2020. I just decided, get out there. Let's do it. Yeah. This is my year. I'm going to make that huge, big change. I'm going to take that big risk. I'm going to get, you know, I got booked on that big thing that keeps coming up. You had this. You're like, 2020, you had to come home because your grandmother passed away. Mm-hmm. Super sad. Yeah. Come home. You guys are very close, so you're here for a bit. Yeah. I mean, I came to town thinking I was just going to be here for the funeral and then go back to New York. Right. Like, I brought a really small carry-on suitcase. Like, all of my shit was in New York still. Did not know what was about to happen. And I had a trip. I think I had another trip planned to Austin that I had to cancel. When was that you came back? So you came and you visited me in January early. Mm-hmm. Then when did you come back for your grandmother's funeral? I came back early February. Early February. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you're here for a couple of weeks, as is, you know, pretty normal, right? You're like, I'm going to be there for the funeral, spend some time with the family. Yeah. And that was right around when we started hearing stuff. Mm-hmm. We didn't know anything, but we started hearing stuff. Yeah. So thankfully, my grandma's funeral happened like before all the craziness of just COVID-19. She never even knew it happened. No, she didn't. And it's such a blessing because, man, I would not. Yeah. Well, and we talked about this at the time. It is kind of a blessing because, first of all, your grandmother lived a very full life. She had a very full spirit. Yeah. Wonderful woman. I feel so grateful that I did get to meet her a few times and, you know, break bread and stuff like that. But your grandma, everybody's got different grandmas. Your grandma liked to go out. Your grandma liked to go to have dinner and like to go to Vegas and like to go party. And she was not a sit at home and knit and watch the Weather Channel grandma. She was party time grandma. Yeah. Very outgoing. Yeah. Yeah. So for her, the lockdown would have been like, oof. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. And in a way, it's like, if she was going to go in these next few years anyway, get out before all this. You can't even live your life. Yeah. Because even all this stuff that's kind of getting back to normal we've been talking about in LA, You need a reservation for fucking everything again.
Yeah.
All the shows are sold out.
Yeah.
You know, we're back to like party time.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great.
Yeah.
But not if you're fucking 80.
Sure.
You know, they don't get to party. Like people see, you know, you get treated very differently, and that's still the line. As well, it should be because they're vulnerable to this particular issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was definitely a blessing. I feel the same way about my grandparents also, which was a few years before. But yeah, so you had to go get your shit because at some point after a couple of months of lockdown,
Yeah.
we're like, I guess I have to go empty that apartment in New York until we figure out what was going on. And New York was a scary ass place in early COVID.
It got hit hard.
It got hit hard, and the numbers were
first.
fucking scary early.
Yeah.
And it's this little island where you got to get in tubes with people to get out, and you're like,
Yeah.
Babe.
I felt really lucky the timing of it
right.
that I got out when I did.
When did you go?
I went, I think, middle of June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like we went pretty much lockdown. I always think of like March 15th. That's about, you know, different things happen at different times, but
Sure.
I remember that being the last day of it kind of being normal.
Yeah.
Then it all just went fucking fell apart.
Yeah, I had a flight to go to Austin and I had a flight to go back to New York.
Right.
And obviously both of those things didn't happen. But it got to a point where I was like still paying for rent at my place in New York. And as the months went on, it was like now it'd been like almost 6 months. And I was like, I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Because at first we thought, how long is this going to happen for?
Right.
You know, like
I think we all
couple
thought
months.
April would solve it because they pretty much came out and were like, fucking April's canceled. Everyone stay home for the next month for sure. It kept getting pushed, but I believe that was the first thing. It was like April. In May, it's going to get warmer. We will have all stayed home for this period, so that's going to fucking just kneecap this thing. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
It didn't. And April just rolled into May, and May rolled into June, and you're like, I got to go get my shit. And I know we kind of talked about it, but can you kind of tell me that story of flying to New York in June of 2020 during like, holy shit, COVID with your dad?
Yeah, it was with my dad. It was such an experience because we took a red eye. So round trip, our whole trip was less than 24 hours.
Oof.
Getting there and back. So it was pretty crazy. Like
I've done that to New York before once.
Okay.
Pretty close to it because when I used to work for this one reality show, my job was to fly somewhere and like kidnap somebody.
Sure.
And so like I would literally fly to like Orlando or New York all the way across the country, shoot the next day and have to fly this person back in I would say you probably did it quicker, but about the same. It fucks you up.
Yeah.
Like
it was a whirlwind. Like it felt like a dream almost. But I was so thankful my dad was willing to go with me. But he was one of those like, it's gonna be fine. We're just gonna get the stuff. It's gonna be great. Like it's
throwing
fine.
on his face shield. Like, don't worry about it.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I know I have to do this trip, but I am not excited about it. And thank goodness for my angel of a roommate in New York. She packed all my shit like in boxes, like to the point.
So it was ready to go.
It was ready to go. And the only thing we really had to do was coordinate with like the shipping process, getting it back to LA. Because I did not feel comfortable like asking her to do that on top of everything she already did. So it was really nice seeing her. And it was a very brief, like, I'm here to get this done. And then we have our flight like pretty soon. We did debate going to Times Square because I was really curious to see how it was. And we couldn't.
How many times are you going to get to see it empty?
Yeah, we couldn't for timing reasons, but it would have been like ghost town. Like really, really
so
trippy to see
badass.
that.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed we couldn't see it, but it's also like...
They have to like shoot a movie for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's the only time that ever happens. And then this one other time.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah. And, my parents actually visited me for Thanksgiving. And we went to Times Square and it was like, how it always is. So it would have been really trippy to see that. But we had to catch our flight. So, and my dad got a rental car because he didn't want to risk like
a taxi sitch.
Taking any sort of public transportation.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, it was super quick trip. Haven't been back to New York since. I'm very excited to go with you, hopefully at the end of the year.
Yeah, we've been talking about going around Christmas time.
Which really, New York,
there's 2 times of the year that are like, if you could check it out. Mm-hmm. And it's like October.
Yes.
The beginning. Mm-hmm. The beginning of October into the middle, I would go the first 15 days of October. Mm. And I would go the first, 12 days of December. Yeah. I was almost going to go to 15, man, but no, it's usually often like, that's when you get hit with one of the first waves of like, fuck, this sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's one of the cool things about, I'm definitely still always going to be that like Bernie Sanders, like we got to take care of the little guy by just ripping off billionaires. I think that's a good idea. But I do. But I think, man, I love so many parts of capitalism and the way that American commercialism does Christmas. I'm not against it. I love that shit. People are always like, oh, it's fucking November 20th. It's not time for Christmas music. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. November 1st, Christmas music.
Christmas
Let's go.
starts early in this household.
Yeah.
For sure. No regrets.
Yeah.
Love that for us.
And it goes past New Year's. We have like a whole
and Uncle
season.
Kyle gets to be a part of it.
He likes it too.
Yeah, I was going to say it starts early and it keeps going.
Yep. A long season. And so I love going to places like the Grove and going to places like New York. New York does Christmas so good. They blow so much money on decorating that city, and it could be spent on other shit. Like people need things. But goddamn, it's fucking really cool looking. There's like light shows and trees taller than buildings, and it's pretty cool.
I wasn't able to like have that experience when I lived there because I came back to LA.
Right.
So I didn't even get to see the tree.
You didn't get to go to Rockefeller Center?
No.
Fuck that shit. Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
We're going to go. It's going to be great.
It's going to be so fun.
Excited about that.
Vibing and thriving. Vibing and thriving. Vibing and thriving. Vibing and thriving. I'm excited now.
Fuck that. Suck that. Fuck that. Suck that. Fucking nuts.
Speaking of exciting things, babe.
Yeah.
I'm halfway done with grad school.
Hey. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We've been talking about school on this show kind of elusively, so maybe we'll take a second and remind everybody. You went to conservatory for classical voice in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it's because you grew up singing, doing the choir thing. Hardcore. You think you were in choir? Fuck you. You weren't in choir. You weren't in no choir. Not like her. She was running choirs. Running multiple choirs through the city, baby. You didn't even know. And so then it came time for college and you were like singing.
Singing, right?
Yeah. And
what
then
else?
You're halfway through. And we've talked about this, but you're halfway through school and you're like, no on the singing.
Yeah, I developed anxiety throughout my conservatory experience with singing.
Right.
Which was like such a trippy experience.
And what a drag, because you obviously used to fucking really dig it for so long.
Yeah, and I never had stage fright, never had anxiety before singing in front of people. Like, and that's when I knew, like, this is not what I meant to do. Which is fine, but
it's tough at the time because anytime you work on something for a really long time and then you move on to something else, there's a sense of abandonment of that passion, of that project, of that whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. I always kind of preach this as like, you don't lose that skill set the next day.
Right.
And just because you're not employing it in the exact same way or you don't have the same plan for it, it doesn't disappear. And I think you should always keep it up to some degree. Mm-hmm. You have way less anxiety about singing now. We sing together all the time. We sing songs together and we sing in the car. And is it like you getting sheet music and studying a fucking song? No, it's not that. No. It doesn't have that pressure on it anymore.
Right.
But if you got a song like that, you could figure it out because you do kind of still keep the skill set moving. It's not like you literally haven't sung a note since you left school. Yeah. So you spent some time doing a bunch of different things. We kind of talked about it earlier. Mm-hmm. And then what are you going to school for? Tell everybody about how that happened and.
Sure. So since I finished at the conservatory, I ended up getting a bachelor's of music degree. So since I already had my bachelor's level, I was able to move on to the master's level at Baylor University for social work. And it definitely, like, it was difficult to find schools that were so specific of, like, allowing that. Because you can imagine, like, most schools want you to have prior experience or psychology undergrad or, like, social work undergrad even. And I had classical music. So I got in, and it's almost been a year of being in online grad school.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you are doing this in service of becoming hope at this point. Plans change all the time, but at least why the reason why you started is in service of being a therapist.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do with this, because there's kind of two different main routes to being a therapist, which is you go the master of, what is it again? The family, what is it?
MFT.
MFT. What does that stand for?
Marriage Family Therapy.
Marriage Family Therapy. Or you get the MSW, which is what you're doing, which is Masters of Social Work.
Right. Working my way towards the LCSW. Which is a licensed clinical social worker. So
I have for those of you who haven't fallen asleep, just listen to me. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I have a friend that I grew up with who I love. Her name is Lauren. She has gone into this field. She's several years ahead of you because she kind of went straight, on the path. And now does totally different kind of thing in the same universe. But we got together when I was living in Austin and had lunch several times and caught up on all the things that she's doing. And the fucking acronym shit, can you guys, hey, social workers and those responsible for the administration of it, can we get the goddamn acronyms under control? You guys don't even make acronyms out of them. Everyone just has to remember this wild ass series of letters. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm a member of MART, and it's like MART, whatever I don't know, it's made something up. But it's like, it's not like, oh yeah, we're in SHIELD, something cool. Or it's like, it makes a word. You guys don't even try to make a word. It's just like, yeah, I'm an MTFW with an LCS, BFT with a BFD, and BMF so besides. And yeah, it's a lot of shit. So I'm going to do my best to keep track of all your letters. I went to art school, so most of my college friends, I got to keep track of their letters too. I'm working on everybody's letters, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Please be patient with me. Kyle?
Oh, I was I was actually just going to say it's not just that. It's like it's the whole medical field. There's acronyms. Also, bit of a tangent. Is it acronym or acrostic? What's the difference?
What the fuck is the other thing you said?
I don't know.
Acrostic? That sounds like a puzzle.
It sounds like acoustic, but not quite.
That's true. Can you tell us what the hell you're saying?
You guys continue. I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this is the right path for me.
Right.
I told you and my family, like, I'm going to give it a shot. It's a 6-term track. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty intense. There's very rare breaks. It's a year-long program, so it's not like I have like a big summer break or a big winter. Well, I did have a winter break, but that's the only break, kind of.
Yeah. Essentially, what we're talking about here is you don't have a summer off, and instead you have a summer term, and you have a week in between when the spring wraps up, and then the summer, and then another week in between that and the fall.
Yeah, but it doesn't really feel like a break because you have an assignment due week 1 of the next term. So like the week that we have off, like you're still preparing for the next term.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing something.
Yeah. And I won't be doing that for our wedding week, but I'll figure it out.
we planned it, and it works out that that 1 week you get before you have to start summer is when we're going to get married. Mm-hmm. And so then and this is, I love the reactions of the people who love us when we tell them we have to be back at work on Monday.
Yeah.
They are so heartbroken.
Yeah, because so many of our wedding guests are staying in Colorado and
they're
exploring.
Like, oh man, we've never been there before. We're going to go check it out, man. Go hike in the woods.
Yeah, it sounds
mountains.
great for you guys.
Yeah, we're going to go to work the next day after.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have our wedding on Saturday, and then Monday we're back at it. I've got to be back at work also.
Right.
It's just kind of how the season shook out. Yeah, but that's how it goes. What's the fucking thing you said, Kyle? Did you look it up yet? Acoustic? What was
acrostic.
Acrostic.
Acrostic. Have you never heard that?
I've never heard that word before in my life.
So acronyms are
when they make a word.
What you guys were talking about. No.
Shield.
An acrostic is what you're talking about, Rob.
What?
Is where the things that you use to abbreviate makes a word. An acronym is when you're just abbreviating into the letters. It doesn't have to make anything coherent.
So shield is an acrostic, and PhD is an acronym.
Yep.
Whoa!
Fuck you. For real? You're fucking with me.
No, I'll read it to you right now. It says an acronym is an abbreviation of a word that has been composed of the initial letters or components of a phrase or word. An acrostic is a form of writing in which a recurring feature or the first word, syllable, or letter in each paragraph or a line spells out a message or a sentence. So the difference is that the ending result means something and is not just an assortment of letters.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
Babe, is your mind blown?
Yeah. Legitimately, I did not know that.
Good job, Uncle Kyle.
Everyone says that wrong. If you're watching this and you're like, I knew that, you're fucking lying. Kyle brought it up and he didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about.
That's why I was asking, because I've heard the argument before. I've heard someone make a correction.
Acrostic? I've never even heard that word before.
I've heard it. I never really looked into
it sounds
the actual,
like a puzzle.
Exactly. That's kind of what it is. It's like your...
I solved a level 4 acrostic and then a level 3 Sudoku. I almost always say that wrong.
Sudoku. I love that. I love Sudoku.
Sudoku is super fun. I like it, actually. It's one of my favorite puzzles.
I used to get extra credit points in my high school math class for completing them.
Hell yeah.
It was fun.
That's a good teacher.
I loved her. Shout out to Mrs. Strong.
This episode of We Are New is brought to you by Slut Putt, the only strip club and miniature golf course in Los Angeles. Go to slutputt.com and use keyword We Are New for 20% off your reservation this weekend or any weekend. That's Slut Putt, the windmills, and you don't want to miss it. Can we talk about a conversation that Kyle? You have a game for us later?
Yeah, we can try it out, see how it works with this format.
All right, cool. It's going to be later. Not right now.
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
fine.
thing I want to talk about first. We were in Austin recently.
Yeah.
And we were sitting on the porch with my mom and my grandma, which is what you do in Texas with old people. You sit, obviously talking about my grandma and not my mother, who, if by chance if she's watching this, knows I would never refer to her
she
as an
is
old
watching
person.
It.
I would never say that. But my grandma's
She's a
old,
cool mom.
and I love my sweet old grandma. But anyway, we're all sitting on the porch and we're talking.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the liturgy. Am I saying the word right? Questions that our officiant asked of us.
Yeah.
So that we can give, him an idea. Because he has met us, but he is a friend of mine. And he hasn't spent that much time together with us that he's able to put together a whole ceremony. So basically it's like a bunch of questions about our story and stuff like that. And he wants to ask other people. And so one of them is, what is something that annoys each other, right? And I'm supposed to ask my mom, what do you think annoys us about each other? And she's like, I don't know. What do you think? And I was like, the only thing I could think of what annoyed me about you, and you were gone. You were in the bathroom or like in the house or something. And I was like, she smacks her gum. Like she gets her gum and she does it like, which is like, I don't know if it's like uniform Valley Girl protocol. Like you have to do that as someone who grows up in the San Fernando Valley. I don't know how it works, but it's like a autumn. And I was like, it's weird. So, cause she's so classy. She's a classy chick. It's not like, we go to fancy restaurants. It's not like she don't know how to like be, I'm not dealing with a, what's the musical where the chick's all a mess and then he cleans her up? It's based on a play. My Fair Lady. So I'm not dealing with that at all.
I was going to say Pretty Woman.
That works too. Right. So I'm not dealing with that at all. She's a classy broad. I love her. But what is with this gum smacking thing? I'm kind of talking to my mom about it. Then you come out and she goes, what's something that annoys you about Rob?
Yeah.
And you totally guessed it too. You go, what did he say? The gum smacking thing? Which was so cute. And then you were like, he doesn't do a good job of locking the door. And that's legit. And I'm working on it. And I'm actually going to try to get one of those automatic locks the door when I forget about it things. Because I'm usually like, solve it with a machine. Don't improve my own behavior. So we're working on that. But we end up talking about the gum smacking thing.
Yeah.
And you kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody what the fuck I'm talking about? I could not believe this. And I still to this day have trouble wrapping my brain around it. Do you want to tell them what we figured out?
Yeah, I like doing it. It's entertaining for me.
Yeah, you do it on purpose.
Yeah. It's great.
You didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You learned how to do it on purpose and now do it on purpose. It's not like a casual, no one ever told you to shut your mouth when you're chewing gum. You learned how.
Yeah, but I told you my family would do it.
Right. And my family would be like, shut your fucking mouth when you're chewing gum. And then I find out not only does she like it, not only does she do it on purpose, she learned it from her damn parents. Her parents are over there like, and Candy's like, oh man, one day I'll be able to smack my gum like that. These are classy ass people. They got money, they got a nice house, and they're over here smacking their fucking gum. And then she's like, I'm gonna figure it out. And at first I got confused. I was like, are you talking about blowing bubbles? Because that sounds like what you're talking about. When you're a kid, you see a grown up do it. It takes a little bit of like muscle that you're not used to put the tongue in the thing. And you're like, one day I'll figure out how to blow the bubble. No. That's not what this is.
Right.
You're literally like, I didn't know how to smack my gum super loud. Like a fucking...
You're so upset about it.
Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny, like, yeah, you know, want to like put my hand on my hip and
I don't chew
smack my
gum a lot, though.
We chew gum all the time.
No.
We split gum constantly. You keep it in your purse. I buy more when we run out. What are you talking about? We chew a lot of gum.
I don't know. Okay.
You gaslighting me on the gum situation right now?
I did, not to like take a side here. I'm not taking a side, but I did just 2 days ago. Rob was like, do we have any gum left?
Yeah. That was for him, though, not me. But anyway, one thing you left out, babe, is you leave your socks everywhere.
I do. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And as you know from way back when, I do the laundry.
You do.
I literally have to scope around the apartment to make sure I get all the socks.
Yeah.
So, love you.
I'm doing pretty good on putting my shoes by the door, though. I'm not perfect about it.
Yeah.
But if you grew up at my house, my stepdad used to like throw my shoes down the hallway towards my bedroom.
Oh my god!
Because I would always leave them like in front of the couch or just anywhere.
Yeah, it did make me laugh the other day where you had your shoes in the living room, and we recently got a shoe rack right by our front door,
right?
Which is where you put the shoes normally, and for whatever reason, you decided to move it from like here, and then you slid them just like a little to the other side. And I watched you do it, and I was like, babe. And then you saw my look and my reaction, and then you immediately picked them up and put them on the shoe rack.
Do you want to know what's going on in my head?
Yeah, because it was hilarious.
So maybe we can address, we're shooting the show now. It probably looks super different to everybody because we got my cameras and my equipment from Austin. That's part of what we were bringing back. And it was so much stuff. It took so much time to organize all of it. And then it took so much time to ship it and organize it in a way where I would know where it was when it got here.
Right.
Then when it got here, I had to basically dump everything out into one giant pile and start figuring out where it lived.
And you did an amazing job about that, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I really think that just moving my shoes from one side of the mess to the other side of the mess, this was when the living room was still, there's fucking shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And I hadn't finished getting it all in its place. And I think sometimes my brain is like, all right, it's time to move another thing to another place, but it doesn't know where. And so I'll just pick something up and move it to the other side of the room and set it down. And it's not going to live there. Yeah. But I needed to take action in that moment, even though I didn't have like the path. Yeah. I don't know how else to say it.
Sure. That makes sense.
So it
was just funny. I like caught you in that moment. And you immediately knew that I gave you the look of...
It was like, just put them on the fucking rack. You went through the effort to pick them up at all. Or to touch them. So why not? And I actually, if I remember correctly, where I slid them was in the opposite direction of the shoe rack. It wasn't like I was like kicking it towards the shoe rack of like, oh, I'll put this up over here. I was just moving it like 6 feet for no reason. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a weird dude.
Okay, I'm weird too.
It's true.
That's why we're together.
That's right. Kyle, do we have a game? We were going to do a game this week?
Yeah, let's try. We're going to play a little game called Legal Limit.
Legal Limit.
The legal
Kyle, this
limit.
sounds right up your alley. This is classic
Uncle Kyle.
Classic Uncle Kyle with the Legal Limit. What's her name?
What is this game?
I hate to disappoint you. It's not anything
Hate to disappoint you, Uncle Kyle.
bad.
All right.
No, okay. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to cut to me for a second.
That's funny.
I'm just going to play you a couple of seconds of a song.
Okay.
The legal limit of what we're allowed to play if we put this out there anywhere without getting sued or asking for having to take it down. And then I wish we had like buzzers or something, but this was kind of like a last minute game. But you know, buzz in, and first person to guess the song with just a couple of seconds playing, I don't know, gets a point. I'll keep track over here.
Oh, I have an idea of what we can use.
You have your Mr. T?
Yeah, you're so smart. That's what I was thinking. You're so cool.
Do you know where it is, though?
Yeah, it's over there by Kyle.
Oh.
Hey, behind the monitor.
Oh.
Yeah, hand us our Mr. T
wait.
quote machine.
Yes.
I love that we're going through all the trouble of playing.
I'm going to show it to him.
The music.
Yeah.
And to not get taken down, and then we show this probably licensed thing.
Oh, you can show licensed things. It's not television.
Nice.
Boom. Fuck your mom.
It's a great catch.
All right. So we can put it like right here. And then so we have a few different sounds here. Let's see. All right. I'm going to take that one. Yeah. Take one of the ones on that side.
Don't give me no back talk, sucker.
That's pretty long. Let's see.
I pity the fool.
That's
That
a
one,
classic. Yeah. So
Okay.
you'll take.
I pity the fool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do it. Make yours one more time.
I pity the fool.
And then
Shut up, fool.
Okay.
yeah. So we both have fool.
Good.
Fool. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Wait. What are we doing?
I'm going to play
You play the song
a
to the
couple
legal limit,
seconds of a song.
and the first one of us to buzz in gets to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going with 2000s hits essentials.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it has to stream it? Okay.
It's pretty quiet.
Shut up, fool.
Since You've Been Gone, Kelly Clarkson.
That was it.
What? I can't hear anything.
Yeah,
That was
hold on,
super
hold
quiet.
Oh.
We got to adjust that gainage.
Oh, it's because you have the volume on. Because I was playing a different media earlier and it was fine.
That's okay. We'll go back. And we never
Okay.
started the show, so we'll have to do...
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we'll do a clip of that at the end.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
Umbrella.
Wow. That was really good.
Whoa. Babe. Holy, I'm going to get fucking destroyed.
This one should be easy, but let's... Ready?
Shut up, fool.
Sexy Back.
Yeah.
JT, baby.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Single ladies.
I didn't get to the buzz. I didn't get to the buzz fast enough.
Shut up, fool.
It's the... You can't buzz in after I buzzed in. It's the Killers, and it's oh fuck, what's it called?
Mr. Brightside.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Do I? Okay, we'll give it to her.
Do you have on the sound machine? Do you have? Oh, you don't have like a buzzer, like a. That'd be cool.
No, it was like, it's in my other notebook. Hold on. Where there's a laugh track.
That's what happens when I lose.
Oh wait, no, there is like a. No.
That's right.
Yeah, you turn that volume down a little bit on the sound pad.
Turn the volume down on this one.
The sound pad has
Let's
its own
go.
volume knob.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh wow, that's way up.
Let's go.
Just one more time. Okay.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
All right. All right. This one might be more difficult, but we're gonna try. Ready?
Oh, man. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Oh my gosh. What is that song?
It doesn't have a thing up here to where. Oh, that was 2 seconds. Okay.
Is it Gwen Stefani?
I can play 2 more seconds. Ready?
You and me.
No, that's a
No?
90s song.
Nope. It was
Oh.
"Chasing Pavements" by Adele.
Oh my gosh! It
Wow,
sounds
you
so
should have
similar.
gotten that.
It sounds so similar to Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's not Gwen Stefani.
Who is
It's
it?
No Doubt. That's not the same thing.
That is true.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
ready?
her, but I mean, come on.
Okay, whatever.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
Oh shoot!
That's you that buzzed in. That was you. You did that.
Oh my gosh! I know it, but I can't remember the title.
I can play 2 more seconds. Ready?
Yeah.
Did he say
Battles
no homo?
in the club.
Make me mad.
That's a song, right?
No?
No?
Quit your jibber jabber.
What is it?
It's Lollipop.
I pity the fool.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do a few more. We're 3-2 Candy right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I pity the fool.
You.
You switched it. Okay.
Oh, I switched it?
Yeah.
Shut up, fool.
No, I
got
didn't.
A feeling.
Yeah, no, you got in before me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't
got
switch it.
a feeling. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I got confused because we both have fool in it.
Can we call it a draw because she doesn't know what's happening? Can we just call it a.
Do over?
All right.
Shut up, fool.
Shut
It's
up.
just.
fool.
All right. No, we're good. You got it.
Okay,
It's
ready?
4-2. Fuck.
1, 2, 3,
Shut up, fool.
That's Outcast. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Smash these little buttons in.
Okay, I have a feeling Rob's going to get this one, but I have to play it. Ready?
Shut up, fool.
That's Sugar. We're going down.
I was going to
by
say,
Fall
you're going
Out
to
Boy.
know which one it is. Okay.
Yeah.
They all sound the same.
2005. I have no reason to know that better than you. You can know it. You just weren't into fucking Joe Powell sad boy music.
But it was one of the biggest songs of the time, so I thought it was fair. Okay, you ready?
Sad boys. Yep.
Yeah.
They tried to make me go.
Shut up, fool.
Rehab.
Excuse you?
What?
I heard "Shut Up, Fool." Did you hear "Pity the Fool," Kyle?
I did hear Shut Up Fool. Yeah.
Wow.
I definitely clicked it. It didn't.
Right, but that's how buzzers work. It's about the one you hear. That's
Okay.
why we're doing it at the same time.
I'm taking the point away, so we're still 4-4.
We're even now?
Pisces,
Oh
baby.
my God. Wait, hold on.
I pity the fool.
Okay.
Hold on.
Fool.
Right.
Let me... We're tied up. So I'm going to find a song that I think you both should equally know, and this will
Both of
be
us.
Okay.
this will be the winning thing.
Okay.
Tiebreaker.
Ooh, no.
We're looking for a yes.
Oh, okay, I got it. You ready?
Yeah.
Two more seconds. This was like the biggest song for a month or two.
I'm buzzing in because I'm going to guess it's by Lifehouse.
No, but it does have that sound.
Fucking, yeah. I was shot in the dark because I sound like neither of us have it.
All right. It was You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That was tough, though. The intro.
Yeah,
we
that
heard.
Because
part
it
of
does
it didn't-
it does sound like a lot of different
We need
songs.
another tiebreaker, Kyle.
Yep, I'm looking. Okay. I think this one should be good.
I'm nervous.
Anticipation.
Either one of you could get this. You ready?
Yeah.
Anticipation.
I pity the fool.
Love song. So sick of love song.
We'll count it. Who sings it?
I mean,
Neo?
she's got it
It
over
was
me.
Neo.
Woo!
Hell yeah, baby.
Candy is the winner.
Proud of you.
Thank
I didn't even have a
you.
fucking nothing on that last one. And even after you said all of it, I
Really?
don't know what that song is.
Oh.
He can't play anymore.
Yeah, I was going to
of
say,
it, but-
I can't play any more of it, but we'll listen after.
So sick of love songs, so tired of tears.
But I don't think I've ever heard that shit.
Okay.
No, I didn't. No, never heard it.
Okay.
But that's why you're the winner, and you take all those dubs. I'm taking L.
That was fun. Thanks, Uncle Kyle.
Yay.
I think that is a good balance to how our trivia session went on This Is Heavy, Doc. So now you have now
Yeah.
you got a W for sure.
That was, man, go watch that. It's embarrassing.
It's awesome. Super good.
Rob and Uncle Kyle are dropping hints left and right.
I'll see if I can
Song
find the clip. Maybe
titles.
I'll put it
Oh my
in.
God, it makes me look so dumb.
No, it's just music from before you were paying attention to music. It really is.
Yeah, to be honest, when you were describing the album cover, I was like, this is made up.
Yeah, it can't be real.
There's no way.
Of course not. It's ridiculous.
But yeah,
Wait, was
that'd be
was that the Nirvana one?
Yep.
Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I remember that.
fun. With the baby
Yeah.
underwater.
It still is one of the, like,
That guy, there's an update on that. Fucking that guy tried to sue the band.
I heard.
The baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby.
It
wow.
was exposed.
Yeah, for like child pornography or some shit. He tried to get him as an adult.
But he didn't win.
No, he didn't win because it's fucking stupid. Oh my God.
When I saw that, I was like, wow.
Too
Are we
late.
suing for everything nowadays?
Too late, dude.
It's like when Michael Scott's like, oh, don't say that around her. She loves to sue.
She loves to sue. She loves lawsuits. I shouldn't say that jokingly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So funny.
that's absolutely right.
Should we start the show?
We're just gonna have to put it into the beginning.
I think we'll just do like a separate. I guess we don't have to do separate clips, but we can just do it as like a
clip
yeah.
it, yeah.
But I mean, like a second, like a separate intro kind of a thing.
We got to get an out. But what is our runtime right now?
We're at 50 minutes. Well, 50 minutes since I started recording. Oh, we started right about when I hit audio. So yeah, 50 minutes.
50.
Yeah,
Got it.
15.
You're right.
Don't fuck with us, Kyle.
No, he makes a good
It's
point.
been a 15-minute show.
There's
so
no
far.
way that's true. Like, why would I need to clarify that? No, and you got to take those. You got to take those when you
Hey,
ask.
I
stupid
take
shit.
them all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So
you do.
Oh, I wanted to
appreciate
say
you.
something.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
So, as some of you guys saw, I did an Instagram poll of whether you guys would be interested in We Are New After Dark.
Or some other variation that makes it clear that we're talking about explicit adult content.
Yes. And I got really positive feedback from that. And I'm actually really excited to start that.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I think that is so we had Jasmine on a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago and we played a game. We have it over here. We played a game. Do we get this? Kyle says, "Let's get deep. After Dark expansion questions for couples." And you found this at the store and we didn't really know what it was. It's from the creators of What Do You Meme? I love puns. I do not like that one.
Sure.
But this is for couples to ask each other. And we didn't really realize that at first. And then we started playing it with Jasmine and it was a little revealing. It was,
Yeah.
holy shit. So we want that to kind of maybe be part of it because we did really have a lot of fun with the segment at the end of the day. But it was sort of like the first smash or pass where once we got into the game, we were like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
And how maybe
You were
this
never
wasn't
supposed
the
to
most
analyze Smash or
well-conceived
Pass.
thing
I'm gonna keep
that
defending
we
that.
have done. So
keeps getting brought
we thought it might be a good idea to have a separate show because we realized that as we look back over the dozen or so episodes of this show that we've done, which we really like, I swear, and we talk about some stuff sometimes, but it's not super dirty. It's not really like, it's more, I was saying it's more like a PG-13, maybe with the few F-bombs for the kids. But the we have a lot of stuff that we haven't talked about that is very adult themed. We have experience with things in our relationship. We have all sorts of ways that we kind of interact with a far more adult part of community and lifestyle. And we haven't been super vocal about that. We'd like to start being vocal about that, but we don't know that this exact show is that place because we feel like we've already set a precedent where it's a little cleaner, and maybe the audience that we're building for this is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. One of the main things is we know how much our parents like this show, or at least I should say my parents. Because her parents would never. But yeah, don't watch the other show. You're not going to want to watch the other show. As excited as you think you might be for all of my kids, and they do such wonderful things. You're not going to want to watch the other show. And I'm just saying it now. We're going to put a big fat disclaimer at the top of it that first of all says, hey, it's very much adult content. It's, if you're a kid and you stumbled upon this, go do something else. This is not the thing for you.
Yeah.
And if you're my parents, go watch something else.
Please put that in the disclaimer.
Yeah. For all children and my parents.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I think it's very important to say that we're strong advocates for this.
Right.
And we're not going to go into detail by any means right now, but it's important to us to be vocal about it. Our plan was to do this after the wedding for many reasons, but I'm really excited to start that journey.
Me too. Absolutely. And you know how much I love giving transparency and a voice to things that are important. I love doing that with our show and with the other projects that I've done. Mm-hmm. I did a whole show about smoking weed and it being fun and not being a big deal, because there should be more shows that treat it like that, because it's what it can be. It can also be a problem for some people, but it can also be great. And so that's kind of like what we're going to talk about on the other show. A lot of those things, it's like, this is not all for everybody, but if it is for you, you should know it's out there and that it's something you may want to give it a shot. And I'm not talking about one thing. I'm talking about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll get into more detail about that after the wedding. We get the other show started. Maybe it'll be called After Dark. Maybe it'll be called Rob and Candy, Let's Get Deep. Or maybe it won't be called that. And you're like, Rob, what do you mean? We'll figure it out. This is going to be good.
Uncle Kyle, are you ready for that journey?
Yeah, we didn't even ask Uncle Kyle if he wants to work on the Dirty Show. Do we need another producer? Do we need Dirty Uncle Kyle?
I was going to say, hold on. I'm totally fine with adult content. It might be a little weird getting into it with a married couple that I live with, but we'll see how it goes.
That's really fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
sure.
If it helps you, we're gonna talk about people of all ages.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. We're not, Kyle. You're gonna have to get used to us just talking about adults. Adult education.
Oh man, this has been
fun. Do you know that song?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Can't wait to get married.
Yes. Basically 2 weeks from when we're recording this. Probably like a week and a half after people watch this, whatever. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to show everybody, obviously, footage from it, and we'll try to cut some of that into the podcast. We also have a video project that we're working on that we're going to show everybody at the wedding.
Yes,
that's
I'm very
like
excited.
a kind of a big fun surprise.
Yeah.
Sort of a how we came together little video thing that I put together. So that's super fun.
Yeah.
And we'll put that on the show. We'll let everybody see that.
Okay.
After After we show it to folks live, we'll show them we'll show our viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Love you, babe.
Love you.
See you in the next one.
Great.
Just get. Can you? Just. Could you? Thank you for watching this clip from We're New. Click
We're new.
here for other clips.